inspired by second chances, and determined to advance humanity through science, all to keep life's circle moving forward.
One more. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome this year's Chamber Board Chairman, Jeremy Knapp.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Anybody want to feel old today? Believe it or not, next year that song will be 30 years old. I know, right? I know. So I felt like it was fitting, right? It's just been absolutely incredibly hot over the last few days, few weeks, but you know, I guess in my line of work, we really don't mind it too. So, what can I say? But hey, I just want to welcome everybody back. After this long summer break, it's so good to have everybody back. Obviously, school's gotten started, roads are a lot busier. If I base everything off how ill my daughter is in the morning, you can definitely tell that school is back in session. And the 7:30 start time at Bon Air Middle School, Ricky, is something we probably need to talk about. So, wait, we're grateful for our series hosts, Emory Healthcare, Warner Robinson Perry. Thank you to the Emory folks for being here. And for our long-time presenting sponsor, Synovus. I know you guys are really disappointed that Ron's not going to be here, or Ron is not here today, thank goodness.
Yeah.
We're going to call. Thank you, David. Mark, let's please note that in the review, okay?
I'm recording.
All right, fantastic. So, but in all seriousness, maybe we just need to open up with an invocation and then follow me with the pledge, and then I'll ask Mr. David Dancy to come up with us. So please, if you'll stand and bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for this opportunity for us to gather here today. Thank you for the freedoms that we have in this country that allow us to gather. Dear Lord, thank you for the law enforcement personnel and our military personnel that make those freedoms possible for us all. Dear Lord, please just be with all of these folks that are represented, that are here with us today, and their families, and the businesses that they represent here as well. And dear Lord, I just ask that you please be with us as we leave here today. Take care of us, help us to be better servants for you in the future. Dear Lord, a special prayer for our line personnel that are out there working in this heat, trying to bring a light to a world that would otherwise be filled with darkness. And dear Lord, just thank you for being with us again. Take care of us. In your name we humbly pray. Amen. Amen. And pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, fantastic. Y'all please be seated. Mr. David Dancy, come on up.
You got a friend.
It's a good looking suit, right?
You know, funny story. Thank you for that walk-up music. Yeah, you always take me by surprise. All right, so the glasses on. Y'all know this is for Ron. I'm viewing everybody, so I can tell him how much y'all hated his joke that I'm going to tell you, right?
Okay.
Right, okay. I'll cut that part out just so you know. But it's funny, you said you like this suit. I went to Ware in downtown Macon, $10. The dry cleaning cost more than the suit. But anyway, all right, y'all ready for, I got two jokes that Ron passed on that I know y'all are going to love. Okay? Number one, let me find it. Okay. What school requires you to drop out in order to graduate? Skydiving school. Wow. I love it. All right. I failed my history test, but I'm just going to put the past behind me. All right, well, my time is almost up. Listen, first, let me thank this man. This man is a leader. And we appreciate all that you do for the chamber, man. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. I think it looks like too. But one thing I wanted y'all to know, listen, y'all can bank anywhere you want to. And there's a lot of great bankers in this room. We would just say with Synovus, if there's an opportunity, let us chat with you, talk to you about it. You know, we're 117 billion in assets in 400 locations in 9 states. And we love to talk to you. However, if you just want to take me to lunch, I'm available. On that note, thank you, Mr. Jeremy.
Well done, Mr. Danzig. I was thinking about pulling out a banker joke or a dad joke, but I figured you guys would lose interest. Dang. I know. I love you, man. Hey, we are also grateful for the support of Parish Construction Group as a longtime sponsor of today's event. Across every industry, from schools and healthcare to industrial, municipal, water resources, utility companies, and commercial spaces, Parish Construction brings decades of experience, trusted expertise, and a commitment to excellence to every project that they take on. So please join me in welcoming Corey Grantham to our video here.
When people hear satisfied clients, they often think that it's about finishing a project on time and on budget. True client satisfaction, it starts with something a little more important, and that's safety. Every day on a construction site, we make decisions that affect not only the quality of the project, but the well-being of every worker that visits and walks the site. A safe job site shows that we value people as much as we do production. A client, they want a quality building, but they also want a partner that they can trust. By prioritizing safety, we're able to protect our workforce, our client's investment, and protect the timeline. Satisfied client means more than delivering a finished building. It means delivering something with 0 incidents, open communication, integrity, and a team that takes ownership in every step of the way. That's why a satisfied client is part of the Parish Way. We earn it by building safely and building relationships that last long after the project is complete.
All right, fantastic. Come on up, Corey. Come on, man.
Thank you, Mr. Jeremy. You mentioned not having to be in the heat. I'm on the other end of that spectrum. But good morning, everybody. My name is Corey Grantham. I'm a superintendent for Parish Construction Group, so bear with me. This is a stretch for me this morning. Definitely probably the most influential room I've gotten the opportunity to speak to, but looking forward to the challenge. When I look around this room, I see a lot of different organizations and a lot of different responsibilities, a lot of different challenges. And one thing I can say that we all have in common is we build. And you know, as a thing, you're like, what do we build? We build people, we build opportunities, we build trust, and ultimately, we build communities. When I first started at Parish, I thought we just built buildings. But the older I've gotten, I've understood that, you know, there's a lot more to it than that. Also, I've learned that you can have the best architect, you can have the best drawings, you can have, you name it, best schedule, best weather. If you can't bring everyone to the table and share the same goal to build something bigger than yourselves, then you're just spinning your wheels. And looking around this room, I can tell that this community has just that. And I'm proud to be a part of it. Parish is proud to be a part of this community. Thank you to Houston County Board of Education for trusting Parish, trusting me. Thank you to Mr. Jeremy for trusting me with the Flint building. We look forward to building great with each and everybody in the future. Thank you.
Yo, he did pretty good right there, didn't he? For the superintendent, I'm telling you. Man, more people would rather die than do public speaking. Great job. Your daddy'd be proud. So, his daddy worked at Flint. So, yeah, as we begin a new school year, there is no better time to hear from the leaders helping guide our schools, support our students and educators, and prepare the next generation for what comes next. I will tell you that I consider Dr. Rogers, Ricky there, a close personal friend of mine. I'm proud to call him a friend. Any leadership that I have garnered or earned or learned over the last 6 years, I'd like to give a lot of that to his credit. He has shown tremendous leadership. I think we've all seen it over the last couple of weeks. You know, President Roosevelt said, it's not the critic that counts, it's the man in the arena that's getting it done. And by God, we got a man in the arena that's getting it done. And I'm proud to have him. So, I'm pleased to welcome a group of great leaders from Houston County School District. My friend Dr. Rogers, Superintendent of Schools. Dr. Chris Brown, Deputy Superintendent. Ms. Allison Keenum, Assistant Superintendent of School Operations. And Dr. Lasagna Frierson, Assistant Superintendent of District and School Effectiveness. Joined by our Chamber President, Ms. April Bragg. So, Ricky, Chris, Allison, Lasagna, April, come on up. Please join us.
This morning, right? Well, as it said, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for being with us. It's always a gamble kind of taking the summer off from our regular programming, but you guys are MIA over the summer in terms of just being able to connect on a regular basis, and we are always thrilled for this first session coming back to have a full house here at Exit Issues, and it's always great to hear from our school leadership right on the heels of the start of school. So I'll say welcome to you too, Dr. Rogers and the rest of the team.
You know, Jeremy was so kind just now. Where is Jeremy?
Right in front of you, Hall.
Oh my goodness. You know, did y'all hear Jeremy had a concern with our 7:30 start time? Did you hear that? So I was thinking, how can I solve that? We're going to start middle school at 7 o'clock. And that'll take care of all the 7:30 issues that he's dealing with. He'll be on his way at 7:30 going to Flint, so I like it. You know, dad jokes is an important part of this. And I was thinking about Jeremy, and I knew he was going to open this. So, the electric company. So if y'all mind, just bear with me for a second. You know, you have to admire an electric company executives like Jeremy, because they know how to generate a lot of energy without doing any work. We got a little clap on that. May I do one more? Y'all good with one more? All right, okay. You know, I'd like to share one more about an electric company, but I thought it might be too shocking. Then I remembered this. We're in a community leadership meeting. We're already used and accustomed to being shocked by Jeremy's bills each month. I love you, man.
That is definitely one way to start the morning. So, all right, so we are here obviously to get an update from those who are leading our Houston County School District, which is leading in our state, across the Southeast, and the country. We're actually going to talk about a new statistic that came out overnight with you guys in a little while. But let's start with what's probably on everyone's mind. And Dr. Rogers, I'll turn to you, Ricky, just to share about what happened at Warner Robins High School last week and the district's response.
Okay, well, first I just want to thank Parrish Construction for sponsoring us and choreographing. You're an amazing superintendent. Thank you for the work you're doing at Veterans Middle School. Guys, if you can get over there and see that, Parrish is doing an amazing job on that. We just appreciate the partnership. So thank you for that. You know, last Wednesday was very difficult. But it's amazing. When I look around in this room, how many of you guys sent me a text, an email? You know, we were in your thoughts, your prayers, your support, and you mean it, because that's what's special about Houston County, guys. And, you know, we had some folks who, I mean, Rebecca Ivory, the teacher, Cody Nelson, the SRO, what they did for that child, it just makes you proud. It makes you know, yes. You know, Union Grove Baptist right there by Warner Robins High School, David Clark, love him, reached out, what can we do? What can we do? And I said, you know, the staff are coming back on Friday. Can we give, let's give them some breakfast, some love, some support. And man, did they. You should have been in that room, the culture, the atmosphere. It was powerful. Then on Monday, when the students came back, they were holding signs. And it was just showed you, this place is special, guys. The leaders in this room come together when times are difficult. And our first responders, our law enforcement, Pat Brasky with Chick-fil-A donated the food. I mean, the amount of folks who stepped forward and continue today shows you why our school district is successful, why this community is successful. So yes, it was a difficult day. Yes, we had some tough decisions to make. We did some things immediately. We need more visibility. We need to make sure bathrooms, halls are monitored. If there's students there, there needs to be an adult there, because adults can prevent it, the human element. We need to look at doors. Are the right doors unlocked? Which ones are locked? Who's manning it if it's unlocked? So we had some short-term things we put in immediately, but then it took some long-term. We talked about more access controls of getting in the building. We talked about fencing, where you can funnel students a certain way. This is the path you'll go to this unlocked door that's manned by a staff member. But also this board over here, as of yesterday, said, we're going to make the investment to put in metal detectors in our middle and high schools. So I want to hear for this Board of Education right here. We worked hard this past week analyzing the logistics of it, thinking about the mindset of it. And one thing I thought about every time I go to a UGA game, go Dogs. We go to a concert, my daughters love to go to. What do you walk through? Any large gathering, you walk through them. It's part of the culture today. So we're a large gathering, we're going to make sure we do that. But we know at the end of the day, it's not about that. It's about the human element. It's about building relationships. It's about checking mental health, having our crisis support team that they did so well on after that to support our students. It's about knowing who is here, what are they going through, and what can we do to get them the help. We're going to add a security guard at each middle and high school, just to give us that extra support. Maybe think about Walmart greeters, right? They make you feel welcome when you come in. They're checking the pulse of everyone. So yes, we know this past week's been difficult, but I'm going to tell you something. This past school year, we had a positive school year. Morale is up. Our budget is solid. And you think about what you're hearing out there. We're not going to let this define us. We were having an amazing school year before this, and we're going to have an amazing school year after this. Sure. This event will not define Houston County School District, but we will come out stronger and make sure we learn from it and see what we can do to be better for this community.
Thank you for sharing that. So, as wearing the chamber hat, it was so heartwarming to see our community, our nonprofits, and our businesses step up in support of Warner Robins High School, the faculty, the students, the families, and as you said, that's just what our community does. I've had the unique vantage point for at least the last 13 years now, to be married. I've been married a lot longer than that, but my husband started in the system 13 years ago, and to see firsthand the investment that the school district has made in both training and resources for our educators. I'm the parent of 2 graduates of this school district, and we're very grateful for the forward-thinking leadership. So keeping on school safety, Allison, the district has made, as I mentioned, significant investments in the last few years. Can you share how the district is continuing to strengthen safety while balancing the welcoming school environment we all know and love?
Sure. Good morning, everybody. It's great to see everybody this morning. Over the past couple of years, our district has invested around $17.6 million in improving the safety and security of our schools in the district. And I think that shows a dedicated commitment from our Board of Education and our leaders in the district. to improve our safety and security. And some of the systems that we've seen with that investment has been our Centegix panic alert crisis badges, and we saw that play a very active role in our crisis event at Warner Robins High School. And we've also added anonymous alert reporting in all of our schools, and our families and communities can use that resource as well. And we do see a very active response from our parents using anonymous alerts. We've added access control doors, and Dr. Rogers talked about the addition to those and more that we're looking at adding. And we've also increased our school resource officers. We have an amazing partnership with the Houston County Sheriff's Office, and that just continues to strengthen and grow. And we've seen that investment in improving our safety and security. But beyond that, beyond those physical features and some of those systems that we've put in place, this year, each one of our schools has developed and created a behavioral threat assessment management team. And we call that a BTAM team. And in our partnership with GEMA, those teams have been trained to identify early and provide prevention and intervention for our students before they go into crisis mode. And we have a great, amazing student services department. Dr. Wiggins' department has an additional mental health support. We've seen some added positions there as well, and those are big parts of our BTAM team. And that support to help identify early and provide those additional supports for our students. And so we're really excited about that. We worked with our Chief Innovation Officer, who's also helped us build models and support systems so that we can identify the needs of our students early and often, and just connect them with the support that they need to feel safe at school. And you know, at the end of the day, Dr. Rogers talked about this, and our goal is for all of our students to feel safe and for our families to feel like that our schools are welcoming. And that is more than just those physical features that you see. That's more than just, you know, the metal detectors and the Centegix and the anonymous alert, but that's about connecting. That's about adults in our building connecting individually with every single one of our students every day and building those positive relationships with the students and with their families so that they feel welcome and supported, and we have a positive climate and culture in each of our schools.
Thank you so much. So, real quick, raise your hand if you've ever attended the Houston County School District's opening session. Okay, if you didn't raise your hand, where's Jennifer Jones? You can talk to Jennifer afterwards about how you can sponsor and get a seat in the room. Next year, I'm going to tell you, it's one of the top 3 events that I look forward to in our community every single year. It's the kickoff to the new school year. It's the teacher's first day back. And just an incredible celebration of all that our district has accomplished and all they have to look forward to in the coming year. Each year, the event, as well as the entire school year, is themed. Last year's theme was Together We Can. This year's theme is Together We Will. Ricky, if you can just share for us briefly what that theme means to you and how is it going to shape the work of the Houston County School District?
You know, last year we really focused on relationships, and Together We Can just worked. But I found myself standing in front of folks, and I would naturally say, Together We Can, and what came right behind that? And Together We Will. And so we were meeting, and we're like, that's our theme. Because it's bigger than a theme, it's what we live. It's our commitment. And the cool part about it, if you go around the schools, is every staff member completes that statement. Together we will what? Well, mine was strengthen relationships while changing lives. Because my goal in year 2 is to continue building relationships with business leaders, staff, students, because together we're much stronger. But at the end of the day, it's about changing a staff member's life. It's about changing a student's life, about helping that child find their passion so they can be successful, whatever that passion is. And so we're very committed to it. We've also in Houston County, you guys probably know this, for a long time have had the Houston County Way. Have y'all heard that before? Well, last year was the Houston County Way Forward. And the one element we added was to nurture relationships in a collaborative environment, an approachable environment. They wanted a superintendent who could be like a small town. They could text them, come by and see them, be in the schools, be visible, have a relationship with them. And that's our commitment. So just know, together we will, and I was reflecting here, I was speaking with a pastor last night. We have a couple pastors who are looking at starting a mentor program for one of Romans High students. Because together we will. If everyone in this room works together as a community, we'll prevent future stuff. So I want to thank you for that. And think about what role you play, and together we will, and partner with us.
Very good. So along those lines of that forward-thinking leadership, as you look ahead, what are the biggest opportunities you see for Houston County schools, and how are initiatives like the flexible learning models, advanced academic opportunities such as the HASP, the Houston Advanced Scholars Program, and artificial intelligence preparing students for success in tomorrow's workforce?
I'm going to tell you now, this question excites me, y'all. So you just bear with me here. We have two major goals in Houston County. I want you to think about this for a minute. Relationships, innovation. You didn't hear me say literacy and math. That's obvious. If we're not doing literacy and math, we need to go home. Do you agree? We're educators. What makes Houston County special? It's relationships and it's innovation. And we're doing a lot, guys. So let's hit a couple of those you mentioned. Flexible learning models. You've got the brick and mortar, the traditional. We learned in school 5 days a week, right? That worked very well with both my daughters. But other students need Houston virtual. They need to learn from home. They need to learn online. Maybe they're dealing with something in life. Maybe that's the way they learn better. And that's okay. So we have a strong Houston virtual program. But then we had some parents come to us, some business leaders, and said, there's something else you guys need. And we were like, what is that? We need a hybrid model, a model that's project-based, a model that's connected with the business and community leaders, and one that they're solving real-world issues. So we started the Academy of Innovation. We're one of 10 school districts in the innovative models for the state of Georgia with the Georgia DOE. They could not believe we came back from a March convening and started a program in August. We started a micro school, the Academy of Innovation, with 65 students. And I'll never forget our folks leading it, Stephen Horniak and Jake Harvey. They were nervous. Well, how many do we need in there? And I wasn't concerned, because I know it's a model that works. Those students do their core classes with Houston Virtual, but then they come in person for project-based and sprints, and man, the business leaders who are coming in and speaking to them, guiding them. They will be presenting the results of their project to a panel. It's real world. It's not sitting down answering a test with ABCD, because I haven't done one of those since I've been superintendent. But I've had to speak. I've had to make good decisions. I've had to collaborate. I've had to critically think. And I want to really give a shout out to Representative Ballard, because she has started a CCRPI committee, a workforce, and they're trying to change the way schools are evaluated. Because we need to evaluate students on the skills that they're going to be using when they graduate for the business leaders in this room. Not, can I answer this math problem? Is how do you apply the math in a collaborative setting to solve an issue? That's what we're doing at the Academy of Innovation. And we've got a model that can work for all students. So I want to thank you for your leadership with that. But also, you may have students who just want to take a couple of courses with us. They may be homeschooled, but they want to come in and do a couple. They may register with us and do that. You may have another student who wants to do a certain extracurricular or athletic activity. They may do that. Our school district has something for all in this community. So if your wheels are turning, you reach out to us. I was meeting with a dad the other day and just talking with him. He said, I don't know if your middle school model works for my son who's a little hyper. Y'all ever dealt with a hyperboy? And I said, well, what works? And he looked at me. I said, well, what do we need to do for your son? He said, are you being serious? And I said, yes, sir. Well, let me talk to my wife. I love that answer. Sounds like something I would have said. But he's going to get back with me. Because if we need to start another micro school that meets those children's needs, we will. Because we're here to serve the community of Houston County. And one size does not fit all. And we will do what we need to do to meet those needs. So if you have an idea, you let us know. We don't just say innovations are, it really is our priority. Relationships, innovation. I want you to leave here knowing that's the two goals of the Houston County School District. Now, let me move on because I'm going to take the whole time. I told you I like this topic, so forgive me. We started an AI pathway. We realized how many students were switching their majors in college from computer science or whatever to AI. Well, we've got to have that pathway to prepare the students. We changed that immediately, guys. One thing in education is we used to change too slowly. Those days are over. If this community needs it, we're going to do it. Just let us know what you need, and we're going to make it happen. The HASP, that's the highest level math and science classes. You think they're doing math, but it's a bunch of letters on the board. You know, I was not in multivariable calculus. I'll just keep it real with you. I love going in those rooms. But let me tell you what you need to know as a community leader. We are offering the most rigorous courses that's offered in the state of Georgia here in Houston County. Those folks in Atlanta are not going to have anything on Houston County. Okay? So if you've got a child who needs rigorous courses, you're in the right place. And we're going to take care of that child. Also, we started computer science STEM teachers at 13 of our 25 elementary schools. We're having to go at it slowly from a budget sense. But guys, we need to start STEM early. We need to get them prepared for the workforce out there, for the base, you know, for the businesses. And lastly, I just want to say, well, first of all, let's see, my friend Bob Herman, where are you? Over there. I want you to know, he in the 21st century with the Ames grant just handed us over $8,000 for our Academy of Innovation. I saw that check. Let's hear it for them. That's another example. What's our theme? Oh, I'm not a good teacher. What's our theme? No wonder they got me out of the classroom. My goodness. Guys, listen. That 8,000 is going to make a big difference for our Academy of Innovation. So if your business or if y'all know something you can do to help us, let's work together. Lastly, let me make this comment and I'll leave this question. We have families who move in our school district who have hit hard times, whether it's food, clothes. We have a Lindsay Student Support Center to help them. Mental health, technology, you name it. But we have other families who come here and their children need the most rigorous courses. We are committed to whatever you bring to this community, we're going to support you. From our Lindsay Student Support Center to HASP program. So just know we're committed to the families of this school district.
That's exciting. So speaking of Together We Will, last May at our last Exit Issues, we invited all of you to participate in the Portrait of a Graduate survey. We pushed that out a couple of times through our communication, and the Board of Ed did their own outreach, polling students and parents in the business community and all different sectors of our community. And so I'm going to move to you now, Lasagna. So regardless of where students attend school, Houston County has a common vision for every graduate. Tell us about that Portrait of a Graduate and how that vision is reflected in the district's strong graduation rate.
Thank you so much, everyone. By the way, I did not know the sofa was going to be green matching my suit. I didn't know, okay? So the pillow is my accent. Okay? All right, good morning, everyone. So before I can talk about the Portrait of a Graduate, I have to talk about our initiative that we implemented in 2023. And you all have heard us mention it. It was called Operation Graduation. 90 is the destination, so we set a SMART goal to increase our graduation rate to 90%, and in our first year of implementation, we achieved that goal. As a matter of fact, we exceeded it. with 91.2%, and then we were able to increase it again in 2025 at 93.3%. So we graduated 2,179 students here in Houston County in 2025. And now we are on track to increasing that rate again for 2026. As of our current counts, we have graduated 2,198 students. So we just need 2 more to get to 2,200, right? We're gonna get there. We're knocking on doors, we're ensuring that they can recover their credits, but we're very proud of that accomplishment. And the reason that we have been able to do it, it kind of is in line with our theme of together, because it was all hands on deck approach. We involved teachers, counselors, social workers. We even have secretaries, data clerks. They're finding students, they're tracking them down. We are tracking 3 main areas, and Dr. Horniak and my team, we worked together, created a dashboard in order to be able to track attendance, grades, and withdrawals on every single student. And so by having that data readily available, we can intervene more quickly with our students, and that has been the reason for our success. So that project was driven by our passion and our vision that our students need that diploma for the next chapter of their lives, because once they leave us, it's the end of their journey with us, but it's the beginning of their journey for their lives. And so we know that diploma will open doors for many students, but we realize they need more when you think about the changes in the workforce with AI and technology accelerating those changes. They have to have skills that can translate across different career sectors. And that's why we created the Portrait of a Graduate. And as April mentioned, we gathered survey feedback from all of our stakeholders. We analyzed those results, and we are able to identify 6 characteristics that our students should embody. So on your table, you have a copy of our portrait in the strategic plan booklet that is on your table from our district. And at the very top, our vision for our portrait is that every Houston County graduate is an engaged citizen who embodies 6 characteristics. As Dr. Rogers just mentioned, they have to be prepared. So we want them to be critical thinkers, communicators, problem solvers, responsible, growth-minded, and literate. And so in Houston County, with Operation Graduation and our Portrait of a Graduate, together we will produce graduates who are college, career, military, and life ready, because we want our students to thrive and be valuable assets to our workforce and make positive contributions to our community as a whole.
Awesome, thank you for that feedback. So I was sharing with Ricky just before we walked on the stage that last night, 13 WMAZ, apparently the U.S. News and World Report rankings came out late yesterday, and 13 WMAZ had an article about the top 10 high schools in Middle Georgia as it related to those U.S. News and World Report rankings. And I was excited to tell him, so they haven't seen the data yet, but 4 of our high schools were named in the top 10, including Warner Robins High School. So I wanted to give y'all an opportunity to comment on that if you'd like. Somebody.
You know, all I can say is together we will. That's not happening because of the 4 folks on the stage here. It's happening because of the teachers. It's happening because of the team. And I will tell you, we are devoted to meeting the needs of our students. But thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the things that was most impressive about the limited number of stats that I got to see was those graduation rates. So some of our high schools are 95, 96% graduation rate and truly excelling in student excellence. So I'm going to stick with you, Lasagna. Houston County, as we've already discussed, has become a leader in STEM education. How are your STEM initiatives, including the new Houston STEM and Career Academy, preparing students for high demand careers and strengthening our local workforce pipeline?
Okay, that would be Dr.
Okay, sorry about that.
I'm not as pretty as Lasagna.
Good morning, everyone. And before I get started, I want to tell Corey that I'm proud of you. I coached Corey when he was in high school, and to see that young man on this stage, I think he was calmer than I am in this particular moment. But he does a tremendous job. I'm proud of you, buddy. But yes, as you've heard from Dr. Rogers, we're dedicated to STEM, and you can see that. Whether it's pre-K to 12th grade, we have programs that creates hands-on opportunities for these students as they hit our schools. And one piece I want to add to that is the extracurricular component. There's a program called FIRST, and they have different levels of competitions and activities for students to do. In the elementary school, they have what they call FIRST Lego, and we have Lego clubs in some of our schools where students get a challenge and they have to solve that challenge using Legos. In the middle school, you have the FIRST Tech Challenge. They have a smaller scale robot that they have where they have to do various competitions, problem solving, critical thinking. And then at the high school, it's FIRST Robotics. And if you've ever seen those competitions, Mercer University hosts the state one every year. It's really impressive. Those students receive a challenge and they have to design a robot that meets the challenge and hopefully beats everybody else's robot that's out there. But that's just additional things that we're doing in the STEM world. On one of the slides that's scrolling through, and if we get to it and can stop on it, that would be great. I want to take you through a virtual tour of what our Houston STEM and Career Academy is going to look like when it opens. This is it right here in August of 2027. We're super excited about this facility. So on the right side of the screen there, it's gone now. There it is, perfect. On the right side of the screen there will be the allied healthcare portion of this facility. That is in partnership with our friends at Central Georgia Technical College, where we're going to be putting students in an environment that looks just like hospitals, looks just like doctors' offices. When you walk into those, it's not a standard classroom that you see. They're walking in and dealing with the equipment, dealing with actual patients that are mannequins that have an issue that they have to figure out what that is. And so that's preparing them for those high-demand workforce needs here in the healthcare world in our region. The middle portion of that building is where you will see the STEM focus. And students in grades 9 through 12 will have the opportunity to take dual enrollment classes with our friends at Middle Georgia State University and various pathways such as IT, cybersecurity, AI, engineering, and many, many more. And what we're truly excited about is on the bottom right side of the screen, that is the conceptual rendering of the STEM gym. To our knowledge, there's not another STEM gym in the Middle Georgia area, but this is an over 20,000 square foot flexible space where our students are going to have the opportunity to have direct hands-on activities in STEM. We will have the opportunity to host robotics competitions. Students can fly drones, play drone soccer, which I don't know what that looks like, but it sounds really, really cool to me. And so, yes, we are truly dedicated to wherever you're at in your education in Houston County, from pre-K to 12th grade. We are building layers upon layers, growing our students year over year, preparing them for the workforce in the STEM field in the Middle Georgia area.
That's exciting, and I know you mentioned the extracurriculars around FIRST, but I know as a parent, so many of you in the audience probably have the same situation in that your kid may not know what they want to be when they grow up or what they want to do. And I think one of the things that has impressed me so much being a parent in this school district is there truly is something for everyone. Even if your student wants to take a couple of the HASP courses or come over to the STEM Academy, they can still be involved in marching band at their school or participate in extracurriculars at their home school. And so it truly is, fostering educational pathways for the whole child. And I just want to commend y'all on that.
Thank you.
So Allison, back to you. Families today have more educational options than ever, as we were discussing earlier. How does Houston County School approach school choice while continuing to strengthen every school in the district?
Well, after listening the last 10 minutes, I don't know why you would want to go anywhere else but to educate your child if you live in our community in the Houston County School District. Lasagna, Ricky, and Chris just talked about so many amazing opportunities that we have. And I think too that comes from Ricky's talked about our dedication to listening to our families and our parents, and each home situation is different and unique, and the needs of each student is different. And I think now more than ever, we have a pathway and an opportunity to meet the needs of those students. So I don't know why you would go anywhere else but in our school district. And, you know, so many opportunities for school choice with Houston Virtual and the Academy of Innovation and, you know, the addition of the STEM Academy that's coming. But in addition to that, this year we saw increased opportunities through our House Bill 251 application, more than ever in the past. The numbers for applications doubled, and I don't believe that's because so many more families were unhappy with where they are, but we removed some barriers for applying and making those needs known. And those requests are often related around home environments and work environments and needs of families before school and after school. And so by having that application online versus printing and mailing in, we increased that opportunity for those requests. And then through our partnership with the Spirit of Innovation again, Dr. Stephen Horniak worked with the school operations to create a model that allowed us very innovatively to track space in our schools, because processing those requests for those school choice transfers is surrounded around our human resources and our space availability. And through that innovation, we were able to create a model where we could do a better job of tracking that space, and that allowed us to approve so many more options for school choice than we ever have before, over 250. So when you think about that, and you think about all the other models and options of learning and the hybrid options that we have, and being able to still come and participate, like you brought up, April, what a great place to be in this district and to educate our kids. And I'm a proud mom of 2 children in our school district. There's so many options. I sit and talk to my children, and there's so many things to choose from. They're like, Mom, I don't know, just pick one. And so I'm just proud to be able to serve in this capacity and to be a part of the amazing things that we have going on in the school district. And in the end, our commitment is to ensure that every single school in our district, wherever a student attends, that they're receiving that high quality education, and that we are providing exactly what that student and that family needs at every school we have in our school district.
Thank you so much for that. So let's get to finance, because I know we love to talk about that. So Houston County schools continue to grow while maintaining one of the lowest school tax rates in Georgia. How have you balanced fiscal responsibility with investing in students, employees, and facilities?
You know, I first want to do a little midterm quiz here. What's our theme for the year, guys?
Together we will.
Oh, I love it. What's our 2 major goals this year?
Innovation and relationships.
You are listening. I like it. I like it. Okay. You know, I call it the people's budget each year, because if you ever design a budget, it's not about the people. You need to go home. And it's very exciting what we do with the budget. And I just want to thank this board right here, because they just voted in the last board meeting for the lowest millage rate we've had since 1992. It's officially 11.677, a full rollback. Let's hear it for this Board of Education. You know, Houston County is a growing place, which is a great place to be, because our funds are moving up 3.72%. But the reason is, it's the new homes, it's the new businesses. It's not off our existing homeowners. This community deserved a full rollback. You deserve a quality education and us watching your finances. But a little more on the budget. Well, first of all, think about where you were in 1992. Jeremy's laughing. I'm not sure if he was born. So really digest that. The lowest millage since 1992. I was in the halls of the school back then. But only 22 out of 180 school districts have a lower millage rate than we do, guys. Think about the quality of education we just shared in the last few minutes. And we're only 22 districts out of 180 BS, okay? So just know we respect you. We respect your finances. We know times have been tough. We know inflation's been high. And we have that in our mind when we're making those decisions. So our budget this year, are you ready? $658 million is our budget this year. $658 million. And what I'm excited about this year, our state did not give our educators a raise or supplement. Now, I'm not excited about that part. Let me correct that. But these board members over here gave all educators, and I don't mean just teachers, all educators, because it takes all of us to make it happen, a 2% raise and a $1,000 supplement to be paid in the month of November. Y'all spend a little bit more money around that time, November, December? So that $1,000 is going to come at a great time. But what I'm proud of the board is they do it for all. Our custodians, our med techs, our parapros, all saw a 2% raise and a $1,000 supplement this year. So really proud. This board right here puts people first. That's why we call it the people's budget. And we make decisions that's best for this community. I need you to leave here knowing something. There's a lot out there in Middle Georgia about budgets right now. Is that a fair statement? The Houston County budget is solid. It is healthy. Morale is up. We are in great shape. That's why our goals is relationship and innovation, because we're moving forward. So I want you to leave here knowing that you're part of a school district that is in solid financial health.
That's exciting. So Chris, anybody driving around Houston County can see the construction taking place across the district. Can you give us an update on the major projects currently underway and what they'll mean for students and the community?
Absolutely. First of all, I want to say thank you. Last year, this time, we sat on the stage asking for your support, for you to take a message back to your organizations and your businesses, and you did that. We had over a 70% voter approval on our East Blast in November, and for that, we just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for championing that cause. Thank you for your confidence in our school district and the trust that you give us to do that. And so yes, August of 27 is going to be a very busy time in our school district, because I mentioned earlier we're opening the STEM Academy, but we're also opening Veterans Middle School, and that will provide relief to Perry Middle and Bonner Middle Schools that have over 11 and 1,200 middle schoolers walking those halls right now, so you can imagine those schools are ready for help. But what we want our business community to know in this is there is a rezoning process that has to happen when you do that, but our goal is to have a student and community-friendly rezoning when we do that. And what I mean by that is if a student has started at a middle school that they're currently enrolled in as a 6th grader, 7th grader, 8th grader right now, they will have the opportunity to request to be grandfathered in that same school moving forward to finish their middle school career. And so that's exciting because we don't want to disrupt anybody's routine and what they do, and they're also invested in that school. So our goal is to once again have a student and community friendly, the least disruptive rezoning process we can have moving forward, and more information will be coming out about that in this fall. The Houston STEM and Career Academy is a 2-phase project. We're currently in construction right now for the STEM portion that I described earlier. Later in the 27 and 32 East Blocks, we will be moving the Career Academy that's on Quarter Road over to the Highway 41 location. So we're excited about providing the students that are going through those trades state-of-the-art facilities as well. Another exciting project we have underway is athletic upgrades at Northside Middle School. We are currently constructing a restroom and concessions facility on that site. But the most exciting piece of that is the first ever middle school rubberized track in Houston County. So we're excited to provide our middle school athletes the same state-of-the-art facility that our high school athletes get to compete on. We have 2 projects taking place at Perry High School. One is an upgrade to the baseball softball complex, and one of the slides that's going through for you, you will see Northside High and Warren High Schools completed baseball and softball projects. Those are really changing the game for the end user, whether it's the player, the coach, or the fan. Those are really amazing. They're there on the screen right now. Amazing facilities. A lot of colleges do not have stuff that nice. In addition to that, at Perry High School, we're working on a major renovation and addition. If you've ever traveled to the south end or east end of our county, you know that lots of construction is taking place, as April said. And so we're preparing ourselves for that growth, and hopefully later in 27, we will see some movement on that construction. Later in the 27 and 32 East Blocks, we've got plans for brand new gyms at Northside and Warner Robins Middle Schools. Those are one-sided gyms where you only have bleachers on one side, and it doesn't match what we have at our other schools. So we're working to upgrade those gyms at those two schools, and a major renovation in addition to Warner Robins High School. That is one of our older schools that needs some attention, so we've got that planned in our next East Blocks. And so our goal with our capital outlay program is, regardless if it's athletics, academics, fine arts, CTA, whatever it is, we want our students to have state-of-the-art facilities to compete, to learn in, wherever you are in the school district.
Very good, thank you so much. I know Dr. Rogers said that, if we're not doing math and reading, we need to go home. So nationwide study results show that only about 30% of students in Georgia are performing at or above the proficiency level in reading. Lasagna, how is Houston County Schools responding to that challenge and continuing to raise student achievement here?
So that nationwide score is reported by NAEP, which is an organization, the acronym is National Assessment of Educational Progress, and it is referred to as the nation's report card. So NAEP uses a sampling method, and so not all students participate in the assessment. So for example, in Houston County, 7 schools were selected to participate in the 2026 NAEP, and that included 3 elementary schools and 4 middle schools. So NAEP does not report based on a school or a district. As a matter of fact, in the state of Georgia, only 1 district has a NAEP score, and that's Atlanta Public Schools, because they participate in a specific NAEP assessment designed for urban school districts. Also, the proficiency levels for NAEP are very rigorous expectations. As a matter of fact, they specify that it's not grade level, it's actually more challenging than grade level performance. So just to put that in perspective, Massachusetts has the highest NAEP results in the nation, and theirs is at 40%. So it's a very high bar, which is good because it helps us to have a signal of where our students are performing across the nation. So NAEP does have a consistent measure for all states to be recognized on the same level with the same assessment. But in Houston County, we have to have actionable data for every single student to drive instruction, to determine their individual learning needs. We have our literacy screener, Amira, that has an AI component. We utilize formative assessment, NWEA MAP growth, that we administer in grades 1 through 10 in reading and math. So if you have students in our school district, you may have received that report on your student. And the great thing about MAP is that we can compare our students' performance to their grade level peers, not just in Houston County, but across the nation. Also, MAP allows us to track students' growth over time using what they call a RIT score. So as students matriculate from grade to grade, we can see if they're growing. And even our high achievers, we can drill down and identify learning gaps that they even have to help them continue to grow. So we use multiple assessment measures in order to meet the needs of our students. We also have the Georgia Milestones, which is our summative assessment, and according to Georgia Milestones in 2025, 81% of our 5th graders were reading at or above grade level, and 80% of our 8th graders were reading at or above grade level. So we utilize that data to drive our decisions. And we are very proud in Houston County to be able to say that on all Georgia Milestones assessments, grade level content, that our students perform above the state average on every single one of those metrics. So we brag about that and we're proud of it because not every district can say that. And that's a testament to the involvement of our entire community in valuing education. However, because we foster a culture of continuous improvement in Houston County, that's still not good enough for us. We're always striving to get better, and we're not going to be satisfied until every student is reading at or above grade level, and every student is a proficient and distinguished learner. So Dr. Mayfield and his team, they do a great job with ensuring that our teachers are immersed in professional learning around the curriculum and instructional strategies. and we support our students with timely interventions, and we use data to drive decision-making for every single student. And so we align all of our arrows to ensure that we accomplish our mission of producing high achievement for all through continuous growth, because ultimately, that is our why. We are here to support students in their educational progress.
Absolutely. So as we wrap things up, Ricky, as you look to the future of Houston County Schools, what excites you about the next 5 years and where our district is heading?
You know, it's almost hard to say one thing. I'm going to tell you this, the future's bright. I hope you're leaving here today seeing that we're listening to parents, we're listening to community members, we're making decisions based off what teachers, parents say, that we don't mind opening micro schools. We don't mind school choice in Houston County. We're going to take care of students for whatever reason they come to Houston County. So I want you to know the future's bright. We appreciate your support. We want your input. If there's someone in this room who has an idea of how we can strengthen, please reach out to us and let us know. Because at the end of the day, we're here to work with this community and make sure we've got the workforce ready for you guys to employ. Thank you guys so much for being here today and just for supporting our school district. It means so much to us.
Please join me in thanking our panel today. Thank you guys, and I'm going to keep you up there as we speak with you as we leave. I also want to give a shout out to Lindsay Barnes in the back for stepping in. Turner Furniture outfitted our stage today. If you're excited or interested in any of these pieces or their Labor Day sale, you can talk to Lindsay after the program today. Thank you to Parrish for your ongoing support, not only of this program, but of our community, our schools, and continuing to build great. Obviously, our session sponsors and series sponsors, we couldn't do this without you guys. Want to tell you about a couple of upcoming events. Next Thursday, we'll be having our next Military Affairs Dinner with Colonel Bonnie out of the Museum of Aviation. We have to turn in catering numbers on Monday morning, so I encourage you to go ahead and register. You can scan that QR code and get your tickets for that today. And then we will be back on this stage next month talking all things livability. I know Jeremy alluded to it a little bit earlier, and I'm sure you all are feeling it, this sentiment called NIMBYism, which means not in my backyard, and kind of anti-growth, anti-leadership sentiment that seems to be permeating. But next month, we're going to talk with some entrepreneurs and some legacy business leaders in our community who make us proud of the community we've got, who help improve the quality of life here. So I encourage you to come out next month and hear about that, and we're just excited to see everybody back. We hope you have a great week, and we'll see you soon.
Please leave your name tag on the table and be on the lookout for our weekend.
Corey, well done. That was good, man. That was great. A little nervous. I know.
We may not be dressed up like this.